So I'm asking more as Saudi, right? So your parents are clearly liberal.
No, liberal.
Really?
I was in the hospital and she leaned in and she went, and I was like,
And you didn't want to say hi because?
I acted like I didn't know her.
Because what? Think about the stereotypes or the perceptions you have of Arab men. And here's a guy who's saying like, whoa, I watch people come into the classroom and Arab women come in together, Arab men come in together, and everybody else is all just mixed up.
For you to get married, your mom has to think it's a good idea, your dad, your brother, your cousin, your uncle also, and your grandfather might also chime in.
For you guys, and,
Yeah.
and when that happens, there's a lot of pressure.
And if someone said, yeah, I don't think this is a good idea.
How come you're not covered? But like, can you say something about that? Just out of curiosity.
I'm wondering if you're asking me as an Arab or as a Muslim or as a Saudi.
Also.
Because like if you ask me as a Saudi, you'd be kind of being like, all Saudi women should be covered in a way.
So I'm asking more as Saudi, right? So your parents are clearly liberal.
No, liberal.
Not really? Yeah.
They're Muslim, so Muslims give choice.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So because they're Muslim, they're giving me a choice whether I would want to cover up. And because Saudi Arabia is a Muslim country, they give us currently they're giving us all the freedom, whether we want to cover up or not. However, we do have to still dress modestly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So here's a question. So can we talk about when do you hang out with men? Like when do you? And who do you hang out with?
So they already mentioned, so in family gatherings, that would be fine. And I feel like here in university, like we're students and we tend to help each other. So maybe having like study sessions. We also have like here at Penn State, we have a lot of like associations, Arab associations, and these Arab associations would usually throw some gatherings for us. So an example of that would be like on Saturday we have like a Saudi gathering to celebrate the Saudi National Day, and so that would be a mix between women and male, and we'd be mixed, but it would be in a very professional setting.
How much do you regulate this, right? Like, so the both of you are up here, it's cool, right?
Yeah.
The fact that you're not covered means more like you shake hands and stuff, right?
I'd say in professional settings I would, and most likely with people like, I was just at the UN, and like I know a lot of people like I can't be like, for me I'd find it okay to shake hands for them, like since we're in a professional settings, we're discussing like politics, it's very professional, and it's just like a 1 second handshake.
Yeah.
But if it was like in any other case other than professionalism, I would say that's a no.
Okay. Where are you going to meet women? Where are you going to meet guys? Like at what point is that happening?
That's like a very big question. So about like helping each other in assignments, I know a girl I took with her Calc 1 and Calc 2. She wanted to say hi in person. Like I met her in a gathering and she recognized me. And I did not want to say hi back. I acted like I didn't know her.
Meaning you were in public.
We were in public, but like I was in the hospital and she leaned in and she went, and I was like,
And you didn't want to say hi because?
I acted like I didn't know her.
Because what?
I didn't know, it just felt odd. It felt intimate, like she wanted to say hi and talk about all other stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'm not into that.
Okay,
Let's
Dimo.
be professional here. Keep it on WhatsApp, you know? That's the idea that I have. Because she talked to me on WhatsApp and she told me that there is actually a gathering and how about you come with me and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'd rather not. Let's keep this academic.
All right.
I didn't know why I felt like this way. Maybe because I'm an Arab and she's an Arab and I felt that she should understand.
Maybe she should have understood more that he would not be as comfortable. So that's why he didn't really expect it from her to say hi. But if it was a white girl, he'd like...
that was unexpected.
Yeah, no, I got you. Okay, no, but here's what I want to say. I think that when you think about Arabs, okay, and Arab men, and I just want everyone to be thinking about this, right? Think about the stereotypes or the perceptions you have of Arab men. And here's a guy who's saying like, whoa, and in particular for women, okay? For women, in this world, the Me Too world, and the world in which, we're really thinking through all these questions of behavior between men and women. Here's a guy, this Arab guy, who's like, nah, man, I'm not even going to say hi to somebody because like there's this space between us, and it's just not what most people would expect, okay? And I think...
I feel like to add to his point of like, because she was an Arab, for example, if I was still in a professional setting and an Arab man would want to handshake with me, I would refuse because I would want him to kind of like understand our culture and understand that this is not something we do. Mm-hmm. But if it was not, then I'd understand that the guy is just trying to be nice or professional. So I really understand his point of view.
Yeah, that was my reaction.
No, I got you. I
was like, whoa,
No, I hear you. I just think it's so fascinating. Like those of you who are from the United States, there's just a way of interacting, of dating, of being together. You have study groups. You can walk around campus. Look, even right now, I watch people come into the classroom, and Arab women come in together, Arab men come in together, and everybody else is all just mixed up. There'll be groups of men and women or whatever, and like sometimes it's mixed a little bit, right? But mostly it's just not. So my question to you then, Dima, I'm going to ask you this question. So like, how do you date? How does dating start?
We don't usually date. However, just as like how I'm covered up, it is a personal choice. How I'm not covered up, it is a personal choice. So people have the choice of dating or not dating, waiting till marriage and all of that. And you could say we're a bit more conservative if you're gonna like relate it back to some of the people here. Because I know some of my Christian friends or my Jewish friends wait till marriage. And so I feel like in Muslims that is very, very, very normal, and that is it's expected. So dating, that's not a thing. However, we do have arranged marriage. If a guy would be interested in you, they'd go and ask for your hand in marriage. Which is what usually
Or like
happens.
your parents would. Are your parent, like for example, okay, go ahead, keep going. Yeah.
So the guy would go to my like father, or like his mother would go to my mother, and they'd ask for my hand in marriage.
Mm-hmm. But these days, is it still like the guy would go, or is it more like his mom or his dad would go?
It depends on the circumstance. It depends on what country we are in. It depends. In Saudi, I'd say it's a mix. So he could just tell his mom that he's interested. He could if he has her dad's number, he could contact him directly.
So are your parents, by the way? What year are you, by the way, bro? What year?
I'm a senior.
A senior?
Yeah.
So are your parents looking for anybody for you?
Well, yeah, I think I'll get married by next year.
By next year?
Yeah.
Have they found any partners?
They're looking, and there is like a couple of people I will propose to, and you will figure it out.
Wait, would you propose or would your parents propose? It's kind of your parents.
It's me, yeah. No, it's not my parents. So the thing about marrying in such a conservative environment, you could find a partner from work, someone from work that you like, and ask her for her number with expressing that this is for marriage. And she will reject you there, or she will give you her number. And that's fine. She will have had some interaction with you, and that's better than having an arranged marriage where you don't know the person.
Where you know nothing. Yeah, because most...
And it develops fast. Like, in a couple of months, you're like in a wedding.
You're in.
Yeah, you're fully in. And if you say no and you reject her, that's bad, you know?
I feel like to help them understand more, I feel like right now in the American culture, dating is very big, and like you would need to like date your partner, I think, like from what I've known from my friends, for at least like 2 years. But like back in the day, and I mean like the 60s or the 70s, marriage was very, very normalized and was kind
in the
of
West.
Like, and it was kind of expected. So it's kind of, we're still, so to help you understand, we're kind of still like holding on to that. Like we're still holding to the idea of marriage, to the idea of like, it's better to be married than to just date around for like 7 years. So Yeah, and it also goes back to our religion as well.
If you can't date, meaning like you're not really having relationships, like you're just hanging out with the guys and you're hanging out with women, you're friends, right? And you can't really have relationships, then at some point you're going to move faster toward marriage.
Which is what should be done,
Which is what happened through most of history.
Yeah, and there is that period of time of proposal for you to really get to know the person, and you guys would be like, it would be okay for your families, and it would be okay in Islam because you guys are like engaged. So in that period, you'd get. A lot of people would even go to be proposed, to be engaged for like 2 years for them just to get to see the person. But then everyone know they're either expected to get married or it wouldn't work out. It would just be like announced more. It's kind of like dating, but let's say halal dating.
I think there's something about like the magic and the mystic, kind of this kind of mystical side of when you date for a long period of time to so-called, first off, people here in the West, especially in the United States, we date all around, we date lots of different people, and especially in this generation now, you date a ton of different people. You have all levels of physical, psychological, and emotional intimacy with these people that you date. You try lots of different folks, and then in the end, you date someone for a while, and then you get engaged, and then you get married, and the divorce rate is still extraordinarily high. So when I think about this, if I think, hey, when I had gotten married, if I would have had my family around me, kind of looking for a partner and helping me find one, and then like the whole community comes together and says, hey, we're going to really bless this partner, which doesn't happen here. Like we have weddings, and we bring people in for the weddings, and the wedding is supposed to be the place where the whole community comes in, and they're just like, we as a community are blessing this marriage, holding it together.
If you think about it, for you to get married, your mom has to think it's a good idea, your dad, your brother, your cousin, your uncle also, and your grandfather might also chime in.
For you guys, and when that happens, there's a lot of pressure.
And if someone said, I don't know this, I don't think this is a good idea, most of the time you'll be like, I don't want it.
Yeah,
you don't
okay.
know the girl.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Do you agree with that? Mostly?
To an extent, yeah. But I feel like if it's your mother or father, you'd kind of like take their decision into consideration more.
Yeah.
But if it's an uncle, you'd be like,
Yeah, I got you, like more extended. Yes, question.
Kind of bouncing off of that, you had mentioned a criteria that you guys follow earlier, and I was wondering if that same criteria kind of applies to the women as well, or what would that be for you?
I think the criteria he mentioned was the prophets one, I believe, right?
Don't go into it, though.
Yeah, there's like 4
they
or
don't
5
care.
things, just really quick. You must find her attractive, and she must find you attractive. That's like a big thing. Like,
dude, you won't have any problem with that, my friend.
The saying is, if he saw her, he would smile. That's like the thing. If you see her, you should smile, and if you do that, then that's a good thing.
I think the criteria are somewhat similar, within like attractiveness, how you guys get along, how you guys click, just the general stuff that you yourself would consider when you date someone.
And about dating, so the environment there is a very conservative environment, and I think dating for girls could be a recipe for disaster there.
Could be what?
A recipe for disaster there.
A recipe for disaster. Wait,
Because
hang on.
it's just a different environment. Here it will work, but there it wouldn't. It just wouldn't.
Yeah, I got you.
And
Are
I
you
know
in
people
agreement with
who had done it, and they would like, poof.
We'll just let that go. Dude, you have a question? Naya, what happens if you, a male, are in class and you are assigned a female lab partner?
That's perfectly fine. As he mentioned, he worked with her in Calc 1 and 2, and they were like completely like fine. If it's again, as I mentioned, if it's in a professional setting, if it's out in the public, it's completely fine.
And then like sitting with you in class?
Again, a professional setting, a class is usually
Doesn't matter.
that. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Next question. Do Muslim women also walk hand in hand? Yeah.
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 I do it. I realize within this class that I do it often. I don't feel like there's a difference. Like, how do we act? I feel like we're both very like modest with what we wear. We are very respectful to each other. We understand each other's cultures. And if I see Mansoor out of class, I'd know that he wouldn't want me to say hi, so I'd make sure not to. So we're kind of like, it's very similar, yeah.
Yeah, you just manage different things. It's really cool, actually. You're managing, like, the whole thing you're managing.
Yeah.
Next question.
Does that mean you guys also can't marry Westerners? Like, do you have to only marry other Muslims or people from your country?
If we go by the book, men can like it's hated upon, we call it, but men can marry non-Muslims, but Muslim women cannot marry non-Muslim men. That's like by the book. It is looked down upon, but it's fine if if it was a Western man and he was Muslim, that would be fine. But if he was non-Muslim, that would not be fine. If we're going by the book,
Like,
not
right.
by this culture or like family.
Yeah, like you would catch flack for it and stuff, right? Like you would be kind of living on the edge and you'd have to deal with some of the pushback that you're going to get. Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add on to that.
By the way, where are you from, bro?
Oh, I'm Ahmed from Saudi Arabia as well. Same major as Rakan, petroleum engineering. I'm a senior as well. That's it. Regarding this question, even for male Muslims, when it comes to marrying a non-Muslim, she has to be either Christian or Jew. Otherwise, you can.